Okay, g'day. We're back. We're here with like such a cool chick. I've known her for years. We've never met in person, but we hang out online a little bit. And it's Lady Sarah Jane Cruickshank. How are you,
Woo
Sarah?
woo. Hello, Alex. Yeah, I'm really, really well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your awesome podcast. This is very exciting. This is like I'm like a podcast virgin. So please excuse me if I say too much or too little, or I don't know. I'm just going to witter on like I normally do, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, me and Alex know each other quite well now. It's cool.
No, I'm excited for this because you've got so much energy. You do your marketing online just so different to everyone else. Like we were talking before the show, like you do things completely different than most other people. And I love it. I get sort of hypnotized. It's like, oh, what's she doing now? And it's so funny. It's like, was it the Halloween one you did a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, could have been. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I do crazy stuff. I just think that when you go online and you kind of, you'll say Facebook, for example, you go on there and it's kind of like you're flicking through and you're on there to be entertained. You're on there because it's social. You're on there because you've got 5 minutes to spare and you just want to find something interesting. And I found that when you flick through these kind of social media, it was kind of like advert, join my business, and I just thought, oh God, people don't want to look at that. They want to see some crazy chick running around the garden or like, doing some crazy stuff or just keeping it real. And I think what really flipped the switch for me was when somebody said to me, you just need to keep it real. There's no point in, sort of faking it till you make it. Just keep it real. And that's all I've ever done. Yeah.
I hate faking it till you make it. That's all I've ever done.
I see these other guys on there and they're like, they hire hotel rooms, right? And they go into these hotel rooms and they film these really flashy marketing videos and they're like, oh, come and join my business, man. Look at my my den and all this sort of stuff. And you just think, really? And then they'll go and hire some Lamborghini and stand next to that for some cool Instagram photos. And you just think, is people actually buying this shit? Do you know what I mean? Sorry, am I allowed to swear on your podcast? I do apologize.
You can say whatever the hell you want to say, Sarah.
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh my God, there'll be no holds barred then. Anyway, yeah. So I just thought, nah, that's not what people want to see, But if people need to relate to you as a person, the only way you're going to get, successful in marketing is that whole know, like, and trust aspect of stuff. They want to feel like they know you. They want to feel like they're part of your family. They want to be able to trust you. And I just think if you just get it all out there on social media and just show, warts and all, and, all that kind of stuff, people are much more likely to warm to you, to have a relationship with you, not in that weird way, but have that relationship with you where they kind of like want to get to know you and they feel like they know you. So when you do kind of have like a business opportunity or something like that you want to promote, they're already kind of hooked. Do you know what I mean? So no matter what you sell, you could sell like, the most crazy product, but because you've got that kind of group around you now and you've got this kind of like fan base almost, then they'll go, oh yeah, okay, well if Sarah's promoting it, then it must be good, and you kind of get that kind of almost like star sort of thing where people are just like, well, she's promoting it, and it does work. And all I've ever done is be real with people. And I think that's the key. And I started on YouTube. One of my friends actually, he said to me like quite a few years back now, he said, why aren't you using YouTube? I said, oh no, I'm not getting on a camera. I'm not going on camera. Oh my God, and people are terrified of it. But the more you do it, the more it kind of, you don't care anymore. Do you know what I mean? You do get haters. You do get haters. And I just think, well, you've made it if you've got haters, because there's that many people that are like, and they've got nothing better to do than like, put you down. So I just think, sort of. But no, it's good. So, I've got some great comebacks for haters as well. When they ever go at me, I absolutely crucify them on social media. It's brilliant. But
well, you would get a fair few like haters or trolls or whatever, because like you're in the network marketing, affiliate marketing space, and there's always people that just don't like it. Like I've been there, gotcha. And it's just like it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, what you promote, they're gonna hate you. And then if you do things crazy and weird and unorthodox, they might even hate you even more because they see you actually succeeding. So Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. It's the jealousy thing, and you just got to kind of look at it that way. You just think the only reason they're attacking me is because they haven't got the balls to do what I'm doing. That's what I think. And I just think, well, you're pretty sad and pathetic if you're going to have a go at me. Where's your videos? Do you know what I mean? It's like, where are you on YouTube? Where are you on Facebook? You know, they're just sad and, you know, jealous. So it doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't. The other day I was messaging some people about a business, and chatting away to this one guy. And he asked me how much it cost to join the business that I was promoting. And I told him, and he came back and he just messaged me, "Fuck you, bitch," like this, right? And this text message, and it came up on my screen, and my husband went, what was that? And I went, "Oh, it's just so and so and so and so." And he went, who's speaking to you like that? And he got really upset and cross. I went, "This happens every day." I said, "This is nothing. That really has not bothered me in the slightest, right? All I've done is gone, right, block, see you later." Do you know what I mean? It really just takes that one click, block, bye, never ever speak to you again. But, you know, when people aren't used to it, you know, that could really crush somebody, you know.
Oh, 100%. But like you've,
but no.
I know you've done like those Facebook marketing challenges and stuff. Like you've built up a thick skin over the time. And it's something that will throw people away straight away. Like if they get hit with all of these nasty things, they're likely to just go, "Nah, I'm going back to my job. I'm not doing anything like this again."
Yeah, it does. It frightens people off.
You need to sort of let people know about this. So that's kind of part of this podcast is to let people know that, like, even though there are some people succeeding in things, not everything's rosy colored. You got to be prepared to get some haters. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're selling the best product that's going to save the world, someone's not going to like it.
Yeah, you're going to get it. And as long as you're prepared for that and you understand that is part of what you're doing, you know, it's just part of it, then, you know, you just got to have a thick skin and just go, "Oh, really?" You know what I mean? There's all these millions and millions of people in the world, and that one person comes through and says something and it's going to affect your business. You're going to let that one person affect your life, affect your career, because they're small-minded and they haven't got the common sense to talk to you properly. It's like, honestly, these people, let's just block them. Let's just get rid of them, you know, off of social media. And just, it really, really doesn't bother me at all. She says, crying, "Oh my God, it's awful. Oh my God." But no, honestly, I don't care. People say what they like. But that's not an invitation to have a go at me, anybody out there.
Nobody do that.
It's not a challenge.
Nobody do that at all. If you're listening to this, you only got to send love to Sarah.
Yeah, just love. Peace and love. Peace and love.
So you got started like in the online space, like way back.
Not that long, not that old, Alex. Come on.
You probably started before I did. Dial up internet.
On your Nokia 10. I started must be 8 years ago now. So yeah, no, I've been around a few times, yeah.
But like you don't just do one thing, right? Like now I know you're pretty much sort of focus on Forex trading, but you've got income from all different places all over the internet, right?
Yeah, I think you've got to have your finger in lots of pies when it comes to the online space, because as people know, whatever company you join, you know, the companies come and go. You know, you're never guaranteed. I've been with companies where I've, you know, been doing amazingly well, built up a massive team, and suddenly, you know, the company would just fold, and you just think, "Oh, great," you know. So what have I got to fall back on? So you need to have your finger in many pies, and I'm glad that I have got many things running at the same time. So it allows me to do that. But one of the reasons I started Forex trading was because I kind of got that sort of selling and recruiting thing. I didn't really want to do it, and I hated the chase. So I just thought, what can I do that I can earn money online from home, where I don't have to, if I wanted to, I could just lock myself in this garage. I could never talk to a soul, you know, and I could still earn money. And trading seemed to be, you know, the way forward. And I just thought, it frightened the life out of me when I first looked at it, because I never really completed college. I never went to university. I've never been academic, especially when it comes to maths and stuff like that. And I thought, that's all maths, that's all charts, that's all percentages, like that's not in that I could never do that. And when I started to look at it, my friend kept, you know, going, "Come on, you need to look at this. This is the way that you can make money without selling and recruiting." That's what sold me. And I was just like, right, okay, I'll give it a go. And I went through the training, and it is a skill that you need to learn. And people don't seem to think that. They seem to think that they can just come in and, you know, pull money out of the markets. And you need to learn it properly. You need to know what you're doing, or you can get stung. So I've been educating myself on how to trade Forex for the last 2, coming up to 3 years now. And I have to say, I feel not only is it giving me, obviously, you know, income and things like that, but it's kind of given me that self-worth back, because I never thought that I could learn anything new. And, you know, I'm a mum, I've had 2 kids, and you kind of, any mums out there will know that your brain just turns to absolute mush when you've had children. You know, all you see is Peppa Pig every day, and, like, you know, you talk children language, and you just think, oh my God, like, how am I ever going to focus on anything? But for me to be able to learn something like this, you know, and I always thought it was kind of like, you know, Wolf of Wall Street, and you see these big high flyers in these office tower blocks doing all this trading, and I thought, how am I ever going to do that? But the fact that I can sit here in my little converted garage, and I can go into a trading chart, and I can predict where the money, where the you know, the price is going to go, and I can earn money from that. That's given me a kind of almost a new boost of self-worth, that I can learn something new. I can do this. Just because I'm a mum from home and with no real education, doesn't mean that I can't be with the big players now. I mean, I can. And for me, that's kind of really boosted my confidence, and I love it. And the fact that I've been able to learn something new like that, a skill that, you know, I can, from doing what I'm doing, I can earn the same money as what a brain surgeon could earn, you know, because, you know, they've gone through all the academic stuff, but I have just sat and learned this stuff, and I can play with the big boys now, as it was, and it's fantastic. And the fact that I've been able to do that, and the fact that I can do that, then made me want to sort of say to people, well, if I can do this, you know, if you're struggling, why don't you look at this, you know? And then kind of my marketing bug came back, and I was just like, I could help a lot of people here. You know, this is a brilliant option for people that don't want to sell, they don't want to recruit, they don't want to build teams, they don't want to do any of that, but they could spend an hour a day going through the training, learning this thing, and just perfecting how to trade. And they can go into a chart for an hour a day, have a look at a pair, and go, right, okay, I'm going to put a sell on that one today. And then using proper risk management, they can go in and say, right, okay, how much money did I want to make today? Right, okay, so I need to put on a lot size of this amount, and that's going to sell. So let's, you know, and you can just go in and say, right, okay, got it, done it. Right, in 10 minutes time, that price could have moved, and you could have got your daily target. And it's like,
yeah,
okay, brilliant. Now, what were me and the kids going to do today? Now, you know, it's like that, and that's why I love it, because I can even do it off my phone. So when I'm kind of playing with the kids and I'm out and about and I'm watching a particular pair, I can get an alert on my phone to say this pair is moving. I can trade it, I can lock my profit in, and then that's it for the day, I'm done. And you can do it in 15 minutes. And I'm like, who did I speak to earn that money? Nobody. How many team members did I have to make that money? None. It didn't matter. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I loved about it. And that's what I still love about it. And I'm always learning, you know, there's still loads more that I want to perfect and learn. And, you know, it's an ongoing thing, but to be able to learn something new like that you can earn money at, and, you know, to be allowed to sit at the table of $1 trillion industry that the bankers play at, you know, it's fantastic. And I'm just like, wow, it's brilliant. So yeah, and I do market it now because I just want people to realize that there's another option out there, you know, and why not, you know, why not share it? So
no, 100%.
That's what I do.
From what I've never really looked too hard into that business of yours. I know I've known about it since you've joined. But like for me, I've dabbled in trading. It's just not for me. But for the people, no, that's exactly right. Like a lot of people have got to realize that, okay, yeah, you might want to join, go through it, and you might decide it's not for you. And that's all good. But you can honestly say the people that go in there, learn it and everything, they can be profitable, and they're not going to have to sell and recruit for people like other people to actually get profitable.
No.
Yeah. So that's the biggest difference between that company. Yeah, you can mention whatever you want.
Okay. Well, the company that I learned the trading from was a company called IM Academy, and IM Academy, their customer to ratio. So I think it's about 80% is just customers of trading. They just use the trading tools. They're not, and there's only like 10% of the whole company that actually wanted to kind of team build. They have got that side of it to them if you want to do that. But 90% of people that join just come in because they want to learn to trade. So there is no pressure to go out and build teams with this company, anything like that. You can just come in, you can use the training academy, you can use the scanners and things like that they provide, and you can just trade. And I've built like a team of people within this company, and I think 91% of the people that I have introduced into this are just customers. They are not interested in the slightest in building any sort of team or anything like that. They have just come in and they have just learning to trade. And that's what I think is wonderful about this, is that it's not one of these kind of network marketing deals where it's like, oh, come and join, like, build my team and all that. It's not. It's like, come and have a look at this, because this is a great option for people, but it won't suit everybody. Some people don't like that whole, oh, I might lose, because sometimes you might lose. But as long as you do proper risk management, and we teach you how to do that, then you only trade what you're prepared to lose, and if you're not prepared to lose like $20 one day, then you don't risk that, so yeah. And some people can't deal with that. Some people can't deal with that whole, oh, I'd have lost today, but tomorrow I could have a really good win. Some people's lifestyles don't suit that. Some people's mindset doesn't suit that. But it suits me. I find it a thrill. I find it like quite an adrenaline rush when you see that price going up and that money going into your account. I find that the adrenaline rush that keeps me sort of going.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. Now I didn't want this to be a complete pitch fest for any business
no.
like that. But like honestly, like thinking about this actually, because I've sort of been for the past couple of years been against network marketing, just because of the fact that all you're doing is recruiting people to recruit people to recruit people. And then at the end of the day, that's just a legal pyramid scheme. But really, you've got heaps of customers there. So it's actually doing network marketing the way it was actually intended, which is pretty cool. I like that. That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to change things out a little bit. This is one thing I heard today. And now this is completely different than changing the subject about everything. Okay. Have you heard of the company The Hustle?
Nope,
I don't know. No. Okay. All they do is they send out a newsletter every day, and it's pretty much like it's like a blog post, but they only send it as an email out to people. And they've built it up to be a really big thing. The guy that started it, Sam, I think his name's Sam Parr, is like turned into a gazillionaire. But I was listening to a podcast with him and another guy on today, and he was talking. They're always talking about different businesses people can do. And this guy started talking about building up newsletters for your local town, right?
All right.
Because a lot of newspapers are disappearing, right? Because they cost too much, and they don't know how to transition into the online space. They're just not working right. But one thing I was thinking of today when these guys were starting to talk about these newsletters was anyone can go and start themselves a local town newsletter, build up an email subscriber thing, and then have ads in there, right?
Yeah.
I know this is completely different to what we've done in the past, talked about in the past, but thinking about that, do you think that's something people could do?
I think it is. I think we have something like that in our local village anyway, that it's like a little parish newsletter, and it just keeps you up to date with what's going on in the village, and it's really, really good. And there's adverts for local businesses in there, which we always is our go-to thing. So if we want a local pest controller or we want a local hairdresser, that is our little go-to magazine. I think the reason I hate newspapers, because I think that all they do is report on the negative. And I think if somebody could create a newspaper that it was kind of any negativity was banned and all it did was report feel-good stories, do you know what I mean? That would be something wonderful to read, And I think like even little things like, oh, I found a bird in my garden, I've brought it back to life and I saved it, and any news, but as long as it was like feel-good and it was like something local and it was something that somebody had achieved, I think that would be an amazing thing to read. And it had to have like some sort of precedence on it where you can't put any sort of negativity or anything in there, and it just be like the most positive paper or something like that. That would be, I think people would buy those now, because I think people are desperate for positivity because there's so much negativity around. There's so much protesting and people are up in arms about lockdowns and like all this kind of Black Lives Matter and stuff. And I think people are so fed up with people getting on their high horse and protesting about stuff. I think if anybody was to bring anything out that was just, let's just, appreciate the fact that we're all still breathing, we're all still alive, however you feel about the government, however you feel about the way they've gone around it, we are still here. Do you know what I mean? We have survived this pandemic. This pandemic was, was going to wipe out the world, and we have survived it. And us as a race have survived. There's a lot of people obviously that have sadly lost their lives through it, but we need to sort of appreciate the fact that we've done this. We've got through this by following the rules. And we can survive this. Human beings are very, very incredibly powerful and incredibly, resilient, and we can do this, and I just think if you was going to spread positivity in that way around you're in your local towns, your local villages, then, why not really encourage people to sort of talk about the positives that have come out of some of this as well, like the environment and stuff like that, and how wonderful the environment is now because of the fact that planes were not going up and stuff like that, and maybe people should focus on the positives a little bit more than they do at the moment, because there's a lot of negativity in the news and I don't like it. I don't watch the news. I've refused to watch the news now because it's depressing, isn't it?
It is depressing. Like, the only news I kind of listen to is occasionally on the radio. They've got the hourly updates or whatever. And occasionally I'll have a website open when I'm at work and go, oh, okay. Because I sort of want to keep up to date with what's actually going on with this coronavirus kind of thing. It's like I get the headline. It's like, I don't think I want to listen or read that. But this one might be interesting and I'll just read that. Yeah. But no, I like the idea of positivity. It was something I listened to today. Just like, I was only like 2 hours ago, and I thought this might be something that I can bring up at some point on a podcast. And then I thought, I think you'd have a good insight into it. So like the way that the hustle is just completely email. Like, you just subscribe to the newsletter, and it's in your inbox, and you just read the whole thing like on your phone or whatever. Yeah, I like that concept because it doesn't cost anything. Except for like using MailChimp or GetResponse or whatever to build up an email list. I think that's about it. Like, I don't know. I was just something I thought of today.
And the thing is as well, if it is being done via like email and stuff like that, then you can post like little videos and stuff like that as well that people can click on, like little YouTube clips you've found that, are really, really good fun stories or motivational stuff like that as well. So, having something like an emailed newsletter, there's so many ways that you can spread good news now as well, and I think that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, no, that'd be lovely. It'd be nice to be able to flick through something that's, is going to be positive.
Yeah, and you could like engage maybe a local high school kid to do like a sports video every week or something like that, and say, hey, put it onto your YouTube channel, send it through to me, and we'll put it on there and link to your account or whatever. Just a way to sort of spread the love. I don't know. That was just something I was thinking of. And I think every town could do it. That's just like, it's giving an idea to everyone that anyone can do this. So
that's it. Yeah, no, there's so many ways you can do stuff these days. I mean, I've got a t-shirt shop as well, which I kind of, like to sell and promote as well.
T-shirt shop?
Yeah, I got a little t-shirt shop, and it's just trading t-shirts, like, that sort of thing. Yep. So, but there's so many options out there. You can set up a shop for free. You can go on something like T-Meal or something like that, and you can literally design all your t-shirts online, really, really simple and easy. And they actually open you up an email shop, and literally you can just send your link out to your shop, and people can come and buy your t-shirts if they like your designs. They take a cut because they actually produce. You don't have to have any stock. Once somebody places an order, they will print that t-shirt, they will ship it to that person, they will deal with the returns, they do everything. All you need to do is make up some designs, just get it out there, and you take a cut of whatever you sell. So that's another little option as well, which is really, if you're creative and you like designing things, you like making things, there are companies out there that are willing to make these things for you and deal with all the shipping and all that, and all you need to do is come up with the designs. So that's another brilliant thing you can do as well. That's really good fun, that is.
Yeah, so if you're artistic at all, no,
that's a really good thing to do. And obviously YouTube, if you are good on video or you like making fun videos, then, if you start to build up a YouTube channel, you can monetize your YouTube channel and get paid for, you can put an advert on your YouTube video, and then YouTube will pay you every time somebody clicks on one of their adverts. So I actually get an income from YouTube now, which is very good. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It does all right. I get paid every quarter, and it depends on how many people are clicking on your adverts and stuff like that. But it does, you know, it comes in and it goes in my saving pot, and it's like, yeah, thank you very much. All I've done is just add videos. And my kids are really into YouTube now, and they've started making their own YouTube channels. And I just thought, well, I've got my little boy watching Gary Vaynerchuk, and Gary Vaynerchuk's always telling kids, like, you know, if you want something, you've got to go out there and you've got to make it happen. And my son has built up his YouTube channel, and, you know, he makes videos and he's doing really well. And me and my kids, it sounds really random, but we're really into ghost hunting. We're really into the paranormal.
Ghost hunting.
That about me. Yeah, oh, we absolutely love it. And we're building up they've started going to locations. We went to this old war fort last week, and we took all our ghost hunting gear with us, and we cooked some brilliant activity down there, and they've mashed it up as a video, and they've put it on their little ghost hunting YouTube video channel. So yeah, they're building up that as well, because there's kind of a little niche there that they love to do, and we love to do it. So yeah,
I bet you that's a pretty big niche though. Like that'd be a decent size niche. Like, and that's pretty cool. It's unique thing to do. Like, that's brilliant, and anyone can do that.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that. I love that.
If you love something, if you are passionate about something, why not video what you're doing, or make little videos about what you're doing? Or, you know, even like, say you're into photography, why not say, right, today, this is how I'm going to set up my camera. This is the settings I use. This is what I'm going to take pictures of. This is how I do it. Put it on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a passion for any hobby, why not try to monetize that passion, and by sort of, you know, making instructional videos about how you go about your hobby, or, you know, showing the results of your hobby, and just set up your little YouTube channel. It's really easy to do. You can actually go on YouTube to learn how to set up a YouTube channel. And then you just get it out there and just start to build up that interest, you know. And that's another way you can have a little money, you know, a bit of income dripping in, and, you know, and you're doing something you're passionate about as well, which is fantastic.
No, and that's what this show's all about, is to give people different ideas on what they can do. And I think that's awesome. Like, YouTube is so powerful. But I think the most important thing is to sort of be entertaining right from the start. Like, you've got that down packed with some of your crazy videos you do on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, on Facebook, I don't know about YouTube. you always got to capture people's attention straight away, or else they're off to the next thing. Like, yeah,
that's it. They say you get 5 seconds to capture somebody on a video. And if you haven't captured them in 5 seconds, they'll just scroll past. So you need to just go bang right in their face straight away from the off, you know, and get people going, oh, what is this? You know, you really do. You can't just sit there and go, hello, well, today I'm going to talk about, because people are just going to go scroll, you know, they're not going to sit there and listen to that. You need to, you know, insert some energy. And I'll give you a top tip, right? Before you
top
go on
tip.
Camera,
well, let's get a top tip.
Right? Before you start any video, before you start any interview, right? Before you start, you need to put your hands up in the air like this, right? For 5 seconds. Do it, Alex. Hands up in the air, right? Right above your head. And just for 5 seconds, right? And just go, yeah, just pump your hands in the air, right? Right. And then when you come down, you're like, yeah, you go. And it just absolutely energizes you to start your video. So before you start any video, like that, and then go, whoa. Right, so there's your top tip. Hands in the air, 5 seconds, and then punch the air, and then start talking. I'll tell you what, people will feel that energy coming straight through your screen, and you'll capture them within seconds. There you go, top tip.
I love that. And you know what?
They think you're mad.
I should probably start the podcast. No, actually, like, just before we press record, I should get the guest to do the same thing. You say, are you ready to do this? Arms up in the air. Are you ready to do this?
And then go, bang.
We press record. Hey, there we go.
Honestly, because it makes people feel funny, because they start laughing, and then suddenly they've got this energy, and it's like, boom, and they're away, you know. So there you go, top tip.
That's a great tip. And if there's anything to take away from that part of things, definitely do something like that. Yeah. Because, like,
you're nervous, do that.
That's great, because I used to always be told, you got to capture people's attention. So you could either do like a clap, or like I've been starting as like, to get myself in the groove, I start like, or something like that. I always just start with a laugh. and it gets me going. But I like that idea of actually, I'm in such a better mood now just even talking about this.
There you go. So it works.
Yeah.
It just energizes you instantly because it makes you do. It's doing something that's a little bit different, isn't it? People don't normally sit there with their arms in the air like. So when you do it, it does. It just focuses your energy and it gets you going. I do that before I start recording videos and stuff because people might think they might look at me over the fence in the garden and go, "What is she doing?" It really helps and it really does work. So you've got to do these things. You've got to do you've got to get out your comfort zone and do these things.
Oh, that's the biggest thing. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to sort of make your uncomfortable zone your comfort zone, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and like
you have
don't want
to
get all like success preachy and all that kind of stuff, but that's something you actually just have to do.
Yeah, and it's hard. I know it's hard, but nothing exciting ever happens in a comfort zone, believe me. No. Everything exciting happens just outside it. So you need to step out and you need to just kind of go, right, what do I actually want in life? What is it going to take for me to get it? Right. Is that out of my comfort zone? Yes. Right. Then go get it. Do you know what I mean? Just stop sitting in your comfort zone and just, waiting for things to come to you because, you've got to go out and get them.
Oh, 100%. Like that's why they do these video challenges and stuff on Facebook and like shit. I remember the first time I started to try and record a video. Oh man, I don't know. Can you remember we all probably great right from the start, but for me, I remember I have to get the right location.
Yeah, and then you get so caught up in it.
You press record, and then I would never do a live one. Jeez, never.
Yeah.
And it's and then I'd start, I'd have this whole script in my head, and then halfway through it, I'd forget, and I'd go, oh, shit. And then I have to start again. And then I'd listen to the whole thing, and the audio was crap, so then I'd have an excuse not to post it or whatever. But you just got to go and do it. There's no way I'd be even doing this podcast, doing this. We're only doing one take. There's no way we'd be doing multiple takes of this. It's you press record, you just go. But it takes a bit of time.
That's it. Yeah. It does. And I mean, I look back at my very first YouTube videos and they're awful. And I cringe and I'm like, oh my God, how was anybody listening to me? I was so dull and boring. But, every video that you do, you're a step closer to becoming, the real you, the real kind of, what's inside you. And you just got to keep going. And everyone starts off shit. Everyone does. But you've got to get through that. The more you do it, the better you get, And I think when I used to really scrutinize my videos, like you said, I'd be like, oh, I can't post that one. Oh, I've got to go a big spot on that one. I can't post that one. Oh, God, the hair's really bad in that one, or the sound's bad, and you don't post them. You just got to post them. You honestly have just got to post them and then just go, oh, God, let's just send it out there. Let's see what, And you've got to do it, and you've got to kind of get a bit happy with yourself, I guess, and just be comfortable enough to just go, I don't care what people think. The ones that matter won't care. So, do you know what I mean?
But no, it's really good to go back over your journey. It's
oh yeah.
When I was just the other day, because I was sort of organizing this podcast, I went back to the original ones for the beer with Bender days, the one I did with you way, way, way back. And I was okay, so I have a lot to learn. And I know in 6 months' time, I'll come back and listen to these ones. It's this guy had a lot to learn, but he was a lot better than what he was a couple of years before that. And it's just this big journey. And it's great to document it.
Definitely.
We didn't have this 30 years ago. There was no way you could document this kind of stuff. This is a good time to be around, to be able to see your progress bit by bit.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, we've been gifted with this technology, so why not? The fact that I'm talking to you now, you're across the bloody world. Do you know what I mean? It's how is this even possible? This sort of thing was never possible. And the fact that we can kind of connect and make friends with people across the world, and I find it amazing that, me and you have had a relationship for years. But we've never met. But I just, you're like my go-to mate. Do you know what I mean? In Australia, it's oh my God, I've got mates in Australia. If I ever went to Australia, I'd go, Alex, come on, where are you? We're going for a beer, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's the fact that you can build up a relationship with people around the world because of the technology that's available now, and just how powerful that is. There is no need for anybody to be lonely anymore, because there is a world of people out there that you have got access to at your fingertips if you go out there and just put yourself out there, build relationships with people, get to know them, and just, it's wonderful. Really wonderful. It's a wonderful world we live in.
It
really
is. And I can't even remember how it was that we first connected. I can't remember. I was trying to think earlier. It's just like,
I think you trolled me for a couple of weeks and you was abusive. And
I probably was.
No, I don't know. We've never even worked together, have we? We've never
No, that's right.
Business together.
Never, not once. And it's just
so
like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We've had a bunch of fun. I keep on saying, you got to get onto my show. You got to get onto my show. So you're on Beer with Bender like 4 years ago. And now you're on Bender's podcast. So
that's it.
And then when you start your own podcast, I hopefully will get invited on and we'll do this all again.
Yeah, I want to interview you when I start my podcast. But I'm definitely going to explore podcasts because obviously they're a brilliant thing, and more and more people are becoming familiar with the podcast and the fact that they're out there. I mean, I've only just literally subscribed to podcasts, and I think I just added like Gary Vaynerchuk and something like that, just to sort of listen to the vibe, of how these things go. And it's a brilliant thing. I mean, my husband loves them. He's a builder, and he works like we'd be painting a house or something like that, and it's just him. And he said he gets so bored listening to the radio because you get the same songs over and over again. He loves his music, but he just wanted something a little bit more stimulated to listen to. So he said, right, what's all this podcast stuff? And he's absolutely hooked. He will listen to motivational stuff and everything, just stories and people chatting like this, and he just said the day goes so quick because I'm just fascinated by listening to people talking and listening to people's opinions and listening to people express their views and their passions. And I just thought, right, okay, podcast is the way forward now. People really need to really plug into this. Yeah, and I think it's brilliant what you're doing.
Awesome. And I got an email just yesterday, like that this podcast is now on iHeartRadio. So anyone out there listening to this that uses iHeartRadio, you can go and get this. You want to check the link out, it'll be on my website, alexbenderonline.com. I'll have it up there somewhere. You can go and check that out. So
cool.
Podcasts are everywhere, seriously. And I'm trying to get it out to every place. Like I've got it on Apple, Spotify, Radio Public, Stitcher. There's hundreds of different places you can have your podcast, and it's all for free. That's the beauty about it, Sarah.
That's fantastic. I've got to look into this.
Yeah. And you can, if you want to listen to something, you can check out whatever you want. Doesn't matter what you're like. I was freaked out. Like, I'm not a history person. I used to get bored by history. Are you a history person or not?
Not really, no. My husband is, but no, I wasn't.
Well, there's this one guy, Dan Carlin, does hardcore history, and they're like 4-hour-long podcasts. Right. And it's like, I don't think I'd be interested in this. And I was just hypnotized by this guy's, the way he tells the story. It's like, doesn't matter what it is. There's so many different things. Like, I know you're going to love podcasts. So I look forward to seeing what you do with it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for letting me on your podcast. I feel quite privileged. This is excellent.
No, it's been good. It's been good. So, Sarah, how can people find you? If they want to connect with you, how can they find you?
Just Google me. Honestly, because I've got my face on YouTube and everything. So the best way to do it is just to Google Sarah Jane Cruickshank, and my YouTube channel will come up. I've got a website called sarahjanecruickshank.com. Facebook, I'm all over Facebook. I've got a Facebook group called Making Sense of Forex Trading, which is a public group. You can go and look at that. And also I've got another group where you can go and practice trading for completely free. If you see if it's something that you would be interested, you can just come in and we give you the tools and stuff, and we give you all the training, and it's free. You can just come in there and have a little dabble and see if you think it might be something for you. And that's called Ninja Forex Lite, which you can find through my Making Sense of Forex Trading group. So there's loads of things going on, but literally if you want to contact me, just Google Sarah Jane Cruickshank, and I'm afraid I might pop up on your Google feed. So I'll be there.
Well, I'll put all of the links. I'll probably get you to send me all of the links because you've given me heaps. I'll put them all in the description of this podcast. So it doesn't matter where you're listening to it or if you're watching it on YouTube or whatever, the links are going to be in the description and you can check everything out.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. That's amazing. Thank you.
Now I've got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed this?
Yes, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to catch up with you as well, because we haven't spoken for a while, so it's
I
lovely.
know.
No, this is
It's been
great.
ages. Now, do you think people should subscribe to this podcast?
Yes, definitely. Subscribe to Alex Bender now.
You got to subscribe. You got to leave a good comment, and you got to connect with Sarah Jane. So thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on the show. And
absolute pleasure.
And you're going to have to come back in a couple of months' time, and we'll see how we're going on this journey.
Okay. We'll chat about ghosts or something like that, shall we?
We'll chat about something. Anyway. No worries. Well, I'll wrap this up. Thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll see everyone on the next episode. Bye.
Excellent. Bye.